Welcome back to the Crossley League official companion podcast with me, your host Joseph Taylor, and my co-host
Tom Crossley.
So a few credentials before we get started and introduce our special guest. I'm the main host. My father could do an okay impression of Brian Clough back in the day.
And I was twice capped for 2 Engineer Regiment's B team.
And we are graced with the presence of Stephen, aka Steve Crossley, on the podcast today. Shares 50% of his genetic material with my co-host Tom Crossley. Steve, what do you have to say for yourself?
Good afternoon. It's very hot here in LA.
Now, Steve, could you, as the founder of the Crossley League, just give us a very brief introduction into how this all started?
Right. It started in the Euros 96, I believe. So I started it with printing out a list of the games and handing a piece of paper to my colleagues at work, who filled it in, kept a copy for themselves, and after every game, I marked all the sheets personally by hand.
Wow. And look at where we are now with your own namesake podcast. Brilliant. Are you ready to get stuck into the week in question?
Absolutely.
So, this week we saw Lionel Messi break World Cup records as he got his 17th goal, becoming the leading men's goal scorer in men's World Cups. Steve, what do you think of that?
He's a brilliant player. I think it's a fantastic achievement, and he's going from strength to strength.
And Tom,
yes.
Was it inevitable?
You know what? It's an interesting question because he actually, most of those goals that he scored in the World Cup have come in the last 2 or 3 World Cups. Early half of his career, while he performed great in World Cups, he wasn't actually a prolific goal scorer. And the fact he's adding to his tally so much at 38, 39 is bananas.
And to contrast that, Ronaldo, having a bit of a stinker, captain Portugal in a 1-1 draw against the Democratic Republic of Congo. He's not yet scored and is in about 3 minutes' time going to start a must-win game for the Portuguese. Tom, how do you think this game against Uzbekistan rates in the all-time Portuguese World Cup history?
I don't know if it rates too highly in the all-time Portuguese World Cup history. Although it's an interesting game, the narrative around Ronaldo at this tournament is certainly a spicy one. And I personally think he's washed. So we'll see if I get proven wrong.
And Steve, do you think Cristiano Ronaldo is on his way out?
Oh, he's been on his way out for a few years for me. Shocking player.
Right, very good. Yeah,
especially when he was in a red shirt.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's keep the controversies to the community questions. Thank you very much. And we saw some exciting games this week. So Norway have been on quite a good run. 4-1 win against Iraq and a 3-2 win against Senegal that we'll come up to in a bit. They currently sit level with France. And Haaland, he's been performing pretty well. Thoughts on that, Steve?
I really like him. He should come to Leeds. His dad used to play for us.
Certainly did. All right, let's have a look at some actual Crossley League, what the people want to see. So, firstly, we will review our spot on versus games gone predictions from the end of last week. So, firstly, in the Czechia v South Africa game, we saw 2 instances of the games gone with Richard Tomlinson and Rob Price both predicting South Africa wins in a 1-1 draw. Tom, do you think that draw was a surprise?
After the first game, South Africa looked absolutely dreadful. We spoke about it last week. So I'd kind of written them off, as many did, for this game. So it's not games gone, I would say, that Richard Tomlinson and Rob Price predicted the wrong way. But not many people, as we can see, only a handful there actually predicted 1-1.
Yes, although yours truly, the host of this podcast, did in fact predict that and get 3 points. Now, Steve, the other instance of our spot on versus games gone was, and we'll ignore the Tom Crossley prediction there, David Battle predicting Mexico to beat South Korea 1-0. Now, I'm sure you know David Battle very well. Is this on brand for him?
Is it what? Sorry.
Is this on brand for him to be
Oh
able
yes,
to have such foresight?
He knows a little bit about football, but he's not. He's underachieving so far, and I think that's one of the games where he did.
Yes, well, we'll get onto that in a bit. And shall we have a look? David Battle, you are spot on. So, firstly, we'll talk about the Portugal draw 1-1 against Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, the only person to pick up any points there, and only 1 point, was Rob Price, predicting a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, good call from Uncle Rob. He might have got the magnitude of the draw wrong, but a good shout. Yeah.
Yes. He's all by himself on that one. The complete opposite being the Spain-Saudi Arabia game, where Spain trounced them 4-0, and there was quite a few three-pointers picked up. That really shifted the league table. Steve, thoughts on that game? Did you see it?
I did see it, and it was an excruciating end because I had 3-0, obviously, and I was gutted when they scored a fourth, and they nearly scored a fifth, which kept people on the edge of their seats.
It certainly has been an interesting World Cup. Now looking at the Belgium-Iran 0-0 draw, where in fact no one picked up any points in the Crossley League from this. No one predicted a draw for that game. I mean, Tom, do you think that's... How interesting do you think this is when you compare it with these other exciting, high-scoring games that we see a team like Belgium getting a 0-0 draw against Iran?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I guess a lot of people... I mean, I watched most of that game, and I mean, Iran gave it a really good go. So I think a lot of people have just written them off. But, you know, Belgium out at the peak of their powers. Iran showed up. In hindsight, as it always does, it makes sense. But not surprised no one called it.
And finally, and without spoiling any of the points gained from this game, early hours this morning, Norway beating Senegal 3-2. Steve, I take it you didn't watch it, but but maybe it's not too surprising. Although Senegal, very good, you know, debatable winners of AFCON.
I've seen the highlights, and there's some. He showed his class, Haaland, in scoring a couple there.
Norway look a good side. They're lining up to have France next, I believe. So they might not get too far, but hey, if any of the teams were to be a little underdog, they just might be it.
But a bit like England, good going forward, shocking defensively. Shocking.
Too right. Now, a quick review of the league table. Now, what an exciting week for the Crossley League. At the start of the week, we had Kira Lewis at the top of the table, dropped down to 14th. And now Emily Sykes, 3 points clear in front. Tom, where's this downfall of Kira Lewis come from?
Well, I actually think my only assumption can be that she may have missed the deadlock of the predictions, and perhaps she's missed a few games because she was on an unreal run. But Emily Sykes, you know, clearly daughter of the previous tournament's winner, putting in a great performance. And there's been a lot of movers and jivers. Yourself, you managed to crawl quite high, but the less we speak about that, the better. Got to give JoJo, my beloved, a little shout out. God knows how she's been doing it, but she's been pulling some top draw predictions. And I'd just like to highlight Dylan Stewart down there in 29th. You can look in the detail there. Only 1 correct score predicted, but 20 correct results. He's been really unlucky there. Dad, what do you think?
Yeah, I wondered whether he's just been predicting Wales to win every game.
A very possible, won't get him too far in the Crossley League, will it?
No.
Along a similar vein, Caroline Price, 16 correct results, only 3 correct scores, but those 3 have been amazing, as we will touch on. Just quickly, Steve,
yeah.
Does it surprise you, the top of the table, Emily Sykes? I mean, Adam Sheen clearly has ball knowledge, as we saw from his message on the WhatsApp group this morning. But, you know, you've got Glenn Allett there. By all
Glenn
accounts,
Allett knows nothing about football. That's a complete red herring, that one. I can't see that lasting.
Can you see the reign of Emily Sykes lasting? That's the question on
I
everyone's
can.
mind.
I can. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Right. Now, just a quick word from our sponsor, Chain the Game. Discover the shortest chain of shared teammates between two footballers. I myself had a look on the chain between Cape Verde's hero goalkeeper of last week and new record holder Lionel Messi. And you can clearly see the chain there. I'll let you try it yourself to read the small print. Just quickly to mention new updates to Chain the Game. All Championship, League 1 and League 2 clubs are in the database now, so you can find out how a player from your local team connects to the stars of the World Cup. Go see Chain the Game. Steve, would you like to start with your picks of the week, given that... yes.
So who have you got? Rob and Adam. Adam was one of mine.
Yes.
And I also picked out Caroline Price for the 0-0 draw as well.
Okay, well, why don't you speak about both of your picks and then we'll speak about our remaining ones.
Okay. Caroline Price, the 2-0, I think she was the only one to get the Uruguay 2-2 result.
Yeah.
Correct.
She was also that Ecuador game, she got the 0-0. So she's a draw specialist. Not surprising. She comes from the Liverpool area. So good for the pools.
Excellent. And your thought, why did you choose Adam Sheen as your other pick of the week?
Again, he's the only one to get the Sweden result and the Norway result, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had some pretty good picks. I think I
Sweden...
slandered him last week, saying that he was a surprise to be at the top. But after recording, both he and myself have reminded myself that he's actually quite a keen football fan and is clearly showing it. If I can jump in there, Joe, sorry, I'd just like to highlight Seb Ainsley's 0-0 prediction. Now, he wasn't the only one to predict 0-0, as we can see there, but he did miss the whole first round of fixtures. This was one of his first predictions, and while he's clearly got quite a lead to make up for, keeps doing predictions like that, he'll be in and amongst the top end of the league by the end of the tournament.
The more competition, the better, in my opinion. And finally, my pick of the week was Rob Price's 3-1 of Colombia beating Uzbekistan. The only person to get 3 points in that game. I just thought it was Crossley League at its finest, to be honest.
Any opinions on who we should settle on?
I think Caroline Price is 2-all.
Yeah. The fact that she's on here twice certainly warrants the victory, I think.
I'd agree with that.
Congratulations, Caroline Price. You are back-to-back pick of the week winner.
Hopefully she can keep it going.
Now, for the less fortunate side, the dicks of the week. Unfortunately, Joanna was the only person to get no points in this game. It's purely a numbers thing from me. Predicting a draw is always going to be risky. It's completely not personal, but unfortunately, Joanna's 2-all prediction of Argentina-Austria is my dick of the week.
I mean, an atrocious call, really, and she should be ashamed of herself.
Steve, did you pick a dick of the week?
I did. I picked Louise Crossley. Now, she predicted Canada 0, Qatar 1, and it was Canada 6, Qatar 0. That's a 7-goal mismatch there, and I thought that was a shocking result. But perhaps let's just keep that quiet. I hope no one tells her because she's not hearing this. So
I think for your own safety, that won't be winning the dick of the week.
Right.
This week, but thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. We can always edit it out. Should it get hairy around here?
And mind you, Tom Crossley's choice was a good few goals.
Tom Sheen predicting 2-1 to Senegal against France. I mean, in some ways, you got to respect the hustle, trying to predict a big upset, but you know, France are one of the tournament favourites. I think that is a pretty crazy prediction.
Could I just say there was one other interesting game, fascinating watch. It was it was a 0-0 draw. Belgium versus Iran. I don't know whether anybody saw that. But interestingly, nobody scored a point with that game.
Yes, that was mentioned in the Week in Question segment of this show.
Sorry.
If our guests aren't listening to it, then there's no hope for the audience.
Maybe we are all, in fact, the dicks of the week then for that one.
Yeah,
a little bit of an upset, so I don't think that warrants the dick.
Who are we crowning anyone, or are we gifting it to ourselves?
Despite my jest, I think Joanna's 2-2 Austria-Argentina isn't, out of the realm of possibility. It's the one bad prediction she's had this week.
Yeah.
I actually lean towards Louise Crossley's 7-goal swinger, to be honest. And from someone with such elite ball knowledge, it is a surprise.
I think we'll end that there.
No comment.
Spot on or game's gone, Joe. Take us away.
Yeah, so in this segment, we'll look at some of the predictions made for the upcoming games, one of them starting in just under 3 hours. Steve, what do you think of Dave the Bar's prediction of 1-1 for England v Ghana tonight?
That's a bit of a wild one. Yes, I can't think there'll be many that's predicting us not to win that game.
I believe he's the only one.
Ah, right, there you go. So, well, it could be start of the night. He might end up with egg on his face.
Have a little faith is all I would say.
However, it's certainly not as bold as Dylan Stewart's 2-2 for Scotland v Brazil. Tom, explain this one.
I mean, a bold call, 1 more point for Scotland would basically guarantee them through to the next round. I pick it because, as we said, Dylan's been on a hell of a run with correct results, if not correct scores. And to be honest, I just hope this is true. I would love to see Scotland shithouse a draw against Brazil and find their way into the knockouts.
Yeah, they're certainly a team with a lot of spirit. So, final funnies. We'll just wrap up. Tom, do you have your joke?
Yes, this one actually goes out to friend of the podcast, Dylan Stewart. What do you call a Welshman at the World Cup?
What do you call a Welshman at the World Cup?
Referee.
Nice. Very good.
And do you have a trivia question for us?
Oh, I have a fun fact that is relevant. Whilst Cristiano Ronaldo has been having a stinker this week, it should be worth knowing that his looks haven't faded. And in fact, he is older than Premier League darts player Stephen Bunting. A quick Google for the audience on that one. But yes, Cristiano Ronaldo is actually older than Stephen Bunting.
Christ.
So shall we wrap up? Thank you. This has been the second episode of the Crossley League official companion podcast. If you have any community questions, feel free to get in touch via the WhatsApp group. This has been a Joseph Taylor production, sponsored by Chain the Game. Thank you for joining me, Tom Crossley, and Steve Crossley. Thank you for being a guest. Do you have any closing remarks?
No, it's been a pleasure.
Pleasure. Thank you very much, and see you next week.